Hello, Bayview, and warmest of greetings from the eastern shore of Maryland, and I really mean the warmest. I miss the cool evenings there, and I miss the sunsets, but we all know that we're living in different times, so I say we make the best of this virtual visit. Located here on the very popular thoroughfare Riverside Drive, this house was built in 1936. Bruce and I are the fourth owners, and we've lived here for 13 years. There are Bayview-like gardens all around, and no, I can't take credit for a single one of them. That's all Bruce's handiwork. I can take credit for some of the renovation on the inside, but I digress. How about you come on down the road with me a little bit, where I'll introduce the first part of the program. I mentioned that I'm located on Riverside Drive, and with global warming, one day there's a pretty good chance that I'll have waterfront property. But for now, I'm borrowing a friend's boat dock. It's great to have friends. We're here on the Wicomico River, a 24-mile tributary to the Chesapeake Bay. Now, it's not the Little Traverse Bay, and it's not Lake Michigan, but it's lovely, and it's a great source of recreation for our folks here. I wanted to start on the river because our first few numbers have to do with being on the water. The characters singing are smitten with young ladies who are either swimming in the water or on the riverbank, and in one case have lost something floating down the river. We hope you enjoy.
Cordova nadando por el agua, por el agua. La Cordova nadando por el agua, por el agua. Isabella Tangarida, Isabella Tangarida. Nadando por el agua, por el agua. La Cordova nadando por el agua, por el agua. Isabella Tangarida, Isabella Vos me mataste, niña en cabello. Vos me habéis muerto. Vos me habéis muerto. Vos me mataste, niño en cabello. Vos me mataste. Vos me habéis muerto. Vos me mataste, niña en cabello. Vos me habéis muerto. Riberas de un río, riberas de un río, vimos a Virgen, vimos a Virgen, niña en cabello. Riberas de un río, riberas de un río, vimos a Virgen, niña en cabello. Vos me mataste, niña en cabello. Vos me habéis muerto. Vos me habéis muerto.
I want to welcome you to one of Salisbury's greatest treasures, the Ward Museum of Wildfowl Art. It's home to some of the world's best carvings of birds of prey, waterfowl, and antique decoys. Now, if you're like me and hearing this for the first time, you're thinking, say what? I mean, it's difficult enough to even say the word wildfowl, much less thinking of carving them. And trust me, it's a really cool place, and a place I'll take you when you come to visit me. And thinking of things that are really cool and treasures, let's now move to some treasures of the early music repertoire. Enjoy some music of John Dowland.
Come again, sweet love doth now invite thy graces that refrain to do me due delight, to see, to hear, to touch, to kiss, to die with thee again in sweetest sympathy, to see, to hear, to touch, to kiss, to die with thee again in sweetest sympathy. Come again, that I may cease to mourn through thy unkind disdain, for now left and forlorn, I sit, I sigh, I weep, I faint, I die in deadly pain and endless misery. I sit, I sigh, I weep, I faint, I die in deadly pain and endless misery. All the night my sleeps are full of dreams, my eyes are full of streams, my heart takes no delight to see the fruits and joys that some do find, and mark the storms that are to me assigned, to see the fruits and joys that some do find, and mark the storms that are to me assigned. Flow, my tears, fall from your springs, exiled forever, let me mourn, where night's blackbird her sad infamy sings, there let me live forlorn. Down, vain lights, shine last fortunes deplore, light doth but shame disclose. Never may my woes be relieved, since pity is fled, and tears and sighs and groans, my weary days, my weary days of all joys have deprived. From the highest spire of contentment, my fortune is thrown, and fear and grief and pain for my deserts, for my deserts are my hopes, since hope is gone. Hark, you shadows that in darkness dwell, learn to contemn light. Happy, happy they that in hell feel not the world's despite. Hark, you shadows that in darkness dwell, learn to contemn light. Happy, happy they that in hell feel not the world's despite. Can she excuse my wrongs with virtue's cloak? Shall I call her good when she proves unkind? Are those clear fires which vanish into smoke? Must I praise the leaves where no fruit I find? No, where shadows do for bodies stand. Thou mayst be abused if thy sight be dim. Cold love is like to words written on sand, or to bubbles which on the water swim. Wilt thou be thus abused still, seeing that she will right thee never? If thou canst not o'ercome her, will thy love will be thus fruitless ever? Wilt thou be thus abused still, seeing that she will right thee never? If thou canst not o'ercome her, will thy love will be thus fruitless ever? Was I so base that I might not aspire unto those high joys which she holds from me? As they are high, so high is my desire. If she this deny, what can granted be? If she will yield to that which reason is, it is reason's will that love should be just. Dear, make me happy still by granting this, or cut off delays if that I die must. Better 1,000 times to die than for to live thus still tormented. Dear, but remember it was I who for thy sake did die contented. Better 1,000 times to die than for to live thus still tormented. Dear, but remember it was I who for thy sake did die contented.
This is the Wicomico County Courthouse. It was built in the 1870s, and it's a place of local and national significance. On this site, a marker honoring John H. Winder was recently removed. You might have heard about it. Winder, a Confederate general, was in charge of all of the prisons east of the Mississippi. Now, there's debate about why the sign was even here, because Winder was not even a Salisbuarian. The sign also marked controversy because yards from here in 1931, there was a lynching of a black man named Matthew Williams. Mr. Williams was lynched in the most grotesque manner, and the memories and wounds of that lynching still linger here in Salisbury. Now, on a more prominent and positive note, Frederick Douglass was invited here in 1880 to give his highly regarded lecture, Self-Made Men. He gave it to a mixed audience, although segregated by aisle. He came to raise money for the John Wesley Church across the street, which I'll tell you about a little bit later. A note of irony. The week that the newspapers announced Douglass's arrival here was the same week they announced the death of his former owner.
Brown baby, as you grow up, I want you to drink from the plenty cup. I want you to stand up tall and proud. I want you to speak up clear and loud. Brown baby, as years roll by, I want you to go with your head held high. I want you to live by the justice code. I want you to walk down freedom's road. Brown baby, Now lie away sleeping. Lie away here in my arms while your daddy and mommy protect you and keep you safe from harm. Oh, you little brown baby, it makes me glad that you will have things that I've never had. When out of men's hearts all the hate is heard, you're gonna live in a better world. Brown baby.
Wow. I'm here in the sanctuary of Asbury United Methodist Church. It's adjacent to the campus of Salisbury University, where Danielle and I teach. I want to tell you about a young man who I consider one of my brown babies, Mr. Jeremiah J. Copeland. When COVID hit and everything began shutting down, it was this grand and welcoming church community that really came through for our students. You see, they had been working all year long to be a part of the NATS competition. And when I say NATS, I want you to think NCAA tournament for voice. Well, that tournament suddenly went online. And it was this space where the students were safely able to make 56 videos in 2 days. That enabled them to keep competing and gave them something to look forward to during the shutdown. Well, I'm happy to report that 7 of those students won at the regional level. 5 of them went on to be national semifinalists, and 1 young man, Mr. J. Copeland, was the national winner of the Upper College Musical Theater category. He's one of our special babies, and we would like to show you his award-winning video.
Lost in the Wilderness from Children of Eden by Stephen Schwartz. I never made this world, I didn't even use it. And I know no one said was fair. But they had a garden once, they had a chance to choose it. They gave it away, including my share. And now we're lost in the wilderness, lost, crying in the wilderness. And if anyone's watching, it seems they couldn't care less. We're lost in the wilderness. You follow all the rules, you swallow all the stories, and every night you wish on a star. Dreaming your day will come, trusting in allegories. But every morning, boy, look where you are. Lost in the wilderness, lost, dying in the wilderness, with no chance of living more until you confess we're lost in the wilderness. Don't you watch the eagle fly to the sun and wonder how it got to be so free? burning as we hit the ground, where our future lies upon, where our hearts are outward bound. To that bright and distant morning, we may stop and look around and there in the wilderness finally will be found.
I've heard Jeremiah sing that song 100 times, and 100 times I've said, wow, what a bright future ahead. He's the kind of talent we want in the vocal programs at Bayview, and hopefully we can get him there soon. I'm here now in front of the Chipman Cultural Center, formerly known as the John Wesley Church. It dates back to 1837 and was purchased by freedmen who had the intention of having a place for enslaved people to meet, worship, and go to school. It's also known as the Church on the Hill and is the oldest African Methodist Episcopal church on the Delmarva Peninsula. But even before the structure was built, the enslaved people of Salisbury would meet behind here in the meadow to worship and sing. And they sang, among other things, spirituals. And we today, to honor them, we do the same.
Lord, I couldn't hear nobody pray.
Couldn't hear nobody pray.
Oh, way down yonder
By myself.
and I couldn't hear nobody pray.
Lord, I
Couldn't hear nobody pray. Couldn't hear nobody pray. Oh, way down yonder,
by myself.
and I couldn't hear nobody pray.
In the valley.
On my knees,
With my burden
and my Savior, oh Lord, you know I couldn't hear nobody pray. Couldn't hear nobody pray. Oh, way like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a long ways from home, a long ways from home. But I'm a true believer, a true believer, but I'm a long ways from home. I'm a long ways from my home. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. Sometimes I feel like I can't go on. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. Way up in the heavenly land, way up in the heavenly land. But I'm a true believer, I'm a true believer, but I'm a long ways from home. I'm a long ways from home. I got a home up in that kingdom, ain't that good news? I got a home up in that kingdom, ain't that good news? I'm gonna lay down this world, gonna shoulder up my cross, gonna take it home to my Jesus, ain't that good news? I got a crown up in that kingdom, ain't that good news? I got a crown up in that kingdom, ain't that good news? I'm gonna lay down this world, I'm gonna shoulder up my cross, gonna take it home to my Jesus, ain't that good news? I got a robe of bean of that kingdom, ain't of that good news. I got a robe of bean of that kingdom, ain't of that good news. I'm gonna lay down this world, I'm gonna shoulder up my cross, gonna take it home to my Jesus, ain't of that good news. I got a crown of bean of that kingdom, ain't of that good news. I got a home of bean of that kingdom, ain't of that good news.
It's been an absolute pleasure creating this program for you. I hope you've had as much fun as I have. You know, my friends and family are here. They're the ones who really made this possible. It's our friends, our family, and our faith that keep us strong during times like these. I want you to stay well and stay safe. And until we can meet again face to face, let us break bread together, in this case with local pizza, and drink wine together. Cheers.
child that do love Jesus. He is one. He is one. Talk about a child that do love Jesus. He is one. He is one. In old Satan's snares I once was falling, but I heard the voice of my Lord calling. Talk about a child that do love Jesus. He is one. Talk about a child that's been converted. He is one. He is one. Talk about a child that's been converted. He is one. He is one. Ever since I learned the gospel story, I've been walking up the path to glory. Talk about a child that do love Jesus.